We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Shit. That incredible shit.
Oh. What up, and welcome to another episode of the Staci Harris Show. Happy New Year. And in the building today, we have my co-host. He is a comedian. He is an actor, and you can probably find him on every commercial. I call him Mr. Steal Your Job. We got Mr. Action Jackson, JT in the building.
Yeah. What up?
And my co-host, Wesley Johnson, could not be here. And the co-host who was supposed to sit in for him, Trey Elliott. Y'all remember that name? He did not show up this morning.
Sure did.
Shots fired. And in the building today, we have a special guest. He is one of the original kings of comedy, a legend, if you will. Yes, sir. We got Mr. Cedric, the entertainer, in the building.
Well, good morning, Stacy. Hello, JT.
What up with it, brother?
What's up, Ced?
And no shout out for the other person that was supposed to be here.
That's right.
You officially don't get a shout out.
No.
Everybody's getting drops but you, sir.
Bang, bang. That's how we do over here.
Yeah, flat out.
How you feel, Ced?
All is well. I'm doing great this morning. You know, it's been traveling, touring, so I'm glad to be here. You know, you one of those people. Stace got the Stace. You got that plug. You got that appeal where you're like, say, you know what I need you to do? Come do my show.
Right.
Just on some random stuff.
Yeah.
You
I
just
really
see her
did.
at a Starbucks. And you just be
She caught you, huh?
Yeah. Ordering a blonde.
Oh, the blonde.
The blonde, the new
doing
blonde.
on
Because
that
they can get me on anything new at Starbucks. I don't even. If it's new. Oh, is that a black and white? I want that. The flat white.
Whatever's
Get one of
new.
those. What is that? A peach? What's a holiday peppermint gingerbread macchiato? Sure.
Macchiato?
Give
I'll
me one of
take it.
those.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like
That is
I'm the sucker for the new stuff at Starbucks.
Yo, that is funny.
Nice.
And the Harry Connick Jr. albums.
The-
They don't
No
they don't
way.
sell them anymore. Remember they used to sell music at
He
Starbucks.
really did have an album.
But everybody, Harry Connick Jr. is the man.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to start with a little word association game I like to play. I'm going to say a word, and then you say the first thing that comes to mind.
I don't know if I hear myself in my headphones though.
Is your
Yeah,
headphones?
that mean-
Yeah, it's over here.
Which one is you?
I'm 2, 3, or 4.
And
You know which
You
one
got to
he
be
is?
one. You got to be one.
yeah, you gotta be one. I'm 3.
But there's no
So-
number.
It's a knob on that, Stace.
I'm just going
That's
to turn
you,
everybody up a
no,
little
Yeah,
bit.
just turn mine.
Nothing.
Turn it up.
Nothing.
Up.
I don't think I'm plugged
Yeah,
in.
I hear something.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah,
There it is.
there it is.
Oh,
Solid.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
word association.
There it is.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to start.
Cool.
Social media.
Oh, too much.
Bernie Mac.
Legend, partner,
Charlie Murphy.
funny, great storyteller.
I said one word.
Oh,
Said.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, partner.
And love.
Love,
Mm-hmm.
necessary.
Okay, why you say necessary?
You know, because love is one of these things that you operate off love. You know, either be it from friends, family, or your community, where you can move around. Love, is that kind of a hidden Bitcoin, if you will, of
Bitcoin.
Cryptocurrency on you.
Bitcoin of life. You got the love, you can move it around without even nothing. Again,
It fuels you.
Yeah, you can just move it around and get things and offer things to people just with love, and it comes back to you.
Love. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
L-O-V-E.
That's what's up.
Like Michael Jackson, when I think LOV, love.
Yes.
Like if he's saying something mean, I don't want that downbeat there, and I say that with love.
I don't want that down.
Yeah.
Love.
And I say
Step it, you're snapping on your 1-2, and I don't like it with love.
With love. If you say
You throw
with
that
love,
in there.
it's
you,
smooth.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
smooth it
Take
out.
that.
You can
Smooth it
check somebody all day.
So before we get into the SHS relationship dish, I have a question for you real quick. The climate of Hollywood right now, with everything that's happening, and it's almost like so everything in Black Hollywood is kind of like propelling, and then you have all the sexual harassment and everything that's hitting hard on the white side
Yeah.
for the whites.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like it's a big shift kind of happening right now. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, definitely for the shift of the idea of breaking down the good old boy network. any of those in any way that you could kind of go at that. This is thing that we subliminally deal with in Hollywood as black celebrities, of knowing that there are power people who have the power, they hold the power, they can control everything. They use it both to give you jobs or not give you jobs, or control the heights in which you can do things. Most of our people come at it from a very that's been extremely successful. If you're not like truly in the business, we've done it on our own, and then came into the game where we couldn't be denied, right? But and so this that same power source is definitely mainly men. And powerful white men, and so that they do it with women. If they could just do it with careers in general,
absolutely,
that they take that same power and then use it as a sexual tool, or degree of currency to be able to get something out of it, and then people just take advantage of it.
Right.
I mean, I grew up in a single parent household, so I grew up. My mother and my sister was there, so I grew up with a lot of women, and the idea that guys. That guys are very, they need what they need in many levels. They, it's usually sex. It's usually, it's usually how they empower themselves and control, and they're willing to lie for it. They're willing to, just give you money for it, whatever they want to do, right? And then, but when people take that power and then subjectify somebody or objectify somebody for the purposes of that, that's when you want to. I'm glad that's out. Like I'm glad that kind of energy got exposed, because it make it hard for the real G's,
real
for
talk,
a real player, somebody who got game, what I'm saying? That be spitting it,
that's hilarious.
Well, wait, do you think it's a distraction because it's coming out of nowhere? Like, is it a distraction? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's random.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pile on is a thing. Like once you get the pile on, when everybody starts to pile on, and
the bandwagon,
and now you can start to see like little. You started like, it's questionable. You don't want to question people's motives, or when someone it really ever feels like they've been, manipulated in any kind of way. But you will hear stories go, I was there and I went in this room and I did pull his pants down.
And you have buyer's remorse. You have buyer's remorse.
Right. That's different. No, you can't. Don't start going mess around somebody's career up.
Right.
That's what I'm.
I don't like that part.
I'll be the one to say it. You understand? Like my main problem with the whole thing is like what situations are considered #Me Too. You understand?
Yeah, for real.
And the stories of the women that have come out. I'm not saying that it was right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that the number one common denominator of all the women, in my opinion, that came out, they all got what they wanted out of it. You understand? And I feel like to throw somebody
they were
under
compensated.
They were compensated in a way. And now all of a sudden, you want us to feel sorry for you when you went to this person's room and
you was out here giving it away. For an exchange.
Right.
It was an exchange.
Yeah, and I've had these conversations with my wife hated, but I be arguing with people on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And, and I go back and forth. I'm that guy.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, and it's about that Me Too thing. So I just it's certain situations that isn't Me Too. You understand? You after working hours, if you decide to go to somebody's hotel room after working hours, that's not a Me Too situation.
That shouldn't. But hold on. That should not include a side of rape. It shouldn't include.
But who says rape? If you
it shouldn't include. This is what I'm saying.
You give somebody a massage in their room,
well,
okay, come on now. And I'm not gonna name the actress, but what I'm saying is. No.
Was it in the news?
Oh no.
Then name her.
Okay, Lupita. You know what I'm saying? She went to Harvey Weinstein's room and she ended up saying something, but she gave the man a massage. Why are you coming out saying something?
Oh, she gave him a massage?
Yes.
First of all, I'm not touching Harvey Weinstein. I'm just not going to do it.
It's just gross.
I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just saying though.
Massage, I'll be like, my hands hurt.
Look at him, it's like,
oh, my hands hurt.
The meat that's left over at the Vegas buffet. That's right around 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
And I'm not
like,
doing it.
Why would you do that?
My hands hurt, Harvey. I can't.
You like, is that ham or pork?
Is that ham?
Pork shoulder. Right.
But you get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that the Me Too situations, I just thought that, I feel like it should be at a workplace, and then somebody's trying to use their power to be like, hey, if you come in my trailer or if you come to my office, whatever the case may be, I'll put you on. I can see you being a Me Too situation, but if you're after hours again, if you go on a trip with somebody, and yeah, I'm sorry, even out to drinks. For drinks, even though it seems innocent, but come on, man, you know what they're trying to do.
I've been invited to a lot of things.
Oh, I know you have. Oh, I know.
Oh, we know, Staci.
First of all, I am not out here slanging though. Let's be clear, because if I was, I'd be a star by now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Well, I get.
But I understand. I understand. You feel like, I know for me, like if you get invited to go have drinks or something by somebody who's super like on, and you're like, oh my God, that's so and so, you want to go have a drink because you're just hoping that drink is really a drink. You're hoping that drink is really a drink, and it's going to be a conversation about what you've got going on. You are hoping to the Savior that's what's going to happen. And because your naive heart
See,
really wants
I
to
knew
win.
the naive about to come.
No, and not even naive, because you know
Come
that
on.
he didn't invite you because
Absolutely, you
he
have
saw
to.
your talent.
Yeah,
He doesn't
come
care.
on.
But you're just hoping that just maybe he'll meet you and really realize that you're dope as talent, and they'll give you a shot.
But
Yeah,
you're
ladies,
out
that
the realm.
doesn't
But
happen.
But again, I understand what you're saying, JT. But to the point though, is that it can't be expected again. I got daughters. The women can't be subjected
Every time,
just
yeah.
because you want to have a good time, right?
Right.
It doesn't mean I still get to use my power and my
Absolutely,
my
I agree.
ability to
Facts, right.
be able to condemn, because I can push you down without.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you deny me, and you don't give me the massage, you will be surprised how many jobs you don't get,
Right.
and it won't really
Correct.
be. It won't,
I don't have to physically
yeah, it won't
assault
really be
you,
anything
yeah.
about it. It's just be the
Correct.
fact that I'd be like, I thought she was dope, but she kind of whack, and she came
Mhm.
up here and whoa.
Yeah.
You'd be like, dog, Don Harvey ain't messing with me no more, and that alone
Will
is
shut you down.
That
Yeah.
alone is using your
Power.
using your power.
It ain't right.
To be in a very negative,
Nah.
but you earn these, you get them. Everybody's not Harvey Weinstein, and
Correct.
but the business is full of them. It's full of people that have that take that. And you can see that from the music that we listen to, the rappers.
Oh God.
It all carries over that behavior, and it's again, to being a celebrity for as long as I have, I'm sure that I've done. That's why I say whenever I get a Twitter alert, I open my phone slow down. They going
Open
back
it
so
slow.
deep. I'm like,
Let 'em up.
listen, look on there and see if my name.
See
is
if my
Right.
name
They're
is
going
on
back
there.
like-
Oh, that is hilarious.
Because they going back.
The terror.
Like
Y'all
I said.
going back. He said they
And I
going
know,
back.
Right.
yeah,
The terror every time you open your phone. Lord.
Yeah, you like, shoot, I know back when.
Because look
you
at
know,
Russell.
Yeah, well,
Dog, I
see?
couldn't believe that. I'm
I'm
just saying
I'm not.
they went back in the
Yeah.
day on
I
them.
am surprised. I'm surprised because I wouldn't think Russell. I don't even know if it's true or not because these girls. I don't know. But
That's
it's
again.
like
That's
Ray.
another thing.
I just can't see Russell just from having been around his. I can't imagine Russell actually.
I don't
raping
think so either. But
somebody
you really don't know people. You understand?
Right.
But at the end of the
with the
day,
influences.
it's just
of-
but
Once
based
you
on
got somebody that's down with dog, you can think about it. Is it?
No.
Is it?
Hey, let's just do a little yoga.
let's just do a little
Let me
yoga.
put you in this
Down
down
with
with
dog.
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 I'm gonna
Just like
just
this.
no. You're not arching enough. Let me.
I need that erect.
I'm gonna
90-degree
okay, and then
angle.
I'm here.
Then I'm
I
here.
have to
Yeah,
show
it
you. I
depends.
have to
you
show
know,
you.
you like that's too far.
That's
sir.
too far. Right.
Russell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Russell.
You back
Nah,
up.
I
But
got you.
Yeah.
I don't
so-
know, but I mean, but accusations of that, when people that and this, what's interesting too is in any of these scenarios, we can know some of these individuals
Mhm.
through other communication,
Mhm,
right? Like
mhm.
your process of for every time that you spend around Russell, you never had that particular
Right.
experience,
Right.
and anybody Staci, if you've seen her, that's not that would not be a natural reaction of a man. Like
Right, right.
Staci, you draw that out of guys. Like you beautiful, you sexy, thick
Thank
as
you,
thick as hell.
So stupid.
that would make so if a dude doesn't really do it, then he's either respects what he
Yeah.
sees in you, and they go, all right, cool, that ain't for us. But like I say, you can be around people for years and not know that they have this subverse underside.
Absolutely.
whatever this
Yeah.
is,
You don't
right?
That
know
is scary.
anybody
And
at the end of the day.
and that's the
It's
thing
real
where
talk.
people want you to people want you to you.
Yikes.
That's the other part I don't like when they try to like in this whole Me Too thing, like try to condemn some ladies for saying they knew and coming at them because you should have known. Like that's not true. People don't reveal all their sides,
Correct.
to everyone.
Correct.
And so you can be, you can be around Harvey or, Russell or any number of the people that's been accused, and recognize like, oh, they never showed that kind of behavior to me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Facts,
You just never know anybody until
Yeah.
Well, let's switch up this rape climate because
Yeah.
it's a little heavy.
What about Donald Trump? Then? I'm just kidding around.
He's a fail.
Well, let's rape him.
That's rape.
Too soon.
That's rape him.
soon?
Too soon.
No.
Too soon.
He's
No.
still in office.
That
Too
was
soon.
Yeah,
on
okay.
time.
Yeah,
He's
they
still
might
in
on
office.
time.
Yeah, they might be out there waiting on me right there. You're talking
I
about
heard it.
raping the president? Like,
Oh God,
Yeah.
this is gonna go viral.
Raping the
yeah,
president, yo.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
but penitentiary style. Like,
That penitentiary style. Damn, that's rough. Dang, that's a rough.
It's
That's a
aggressive.
rough rape. Penitentiary style. That,
I'm talking about with dirty socks in your mouth,
man.
just rude, just
man.
going too hard at the front. You can just see them. Yeah, it's good,
Donald.
good.
We don't know what to
see.
tell you, Donald. I don't know what to tell you. I
hey,
don't.
brother. Hey.
But we're gonna switch up for a minute. We're gonna get to the
man.
SHS relationship dish. Now, this is where I like to talk about relationshipy type of things. You ready, sir?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
shippy. That seems like that relationshipy seems like it's got some other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's some undertone.
So this is the thing. Okay, so we're in the climate of side chicks and all these extracurricular activities that are awesome for men and women, mind you.
Yeah.
If you marry a side chick, does that mean she has to be replaced? Like, does the man who marries the side chick, does he have to replace her? Is that like a thing?
No, I mean, I don't. I've never. Well, I'm sorry. I'm married.
Think about
I
it.
don't
If
even-
you get married, if
Yeah.
you were the side chick, and then he marries you, does he need to replace you with a new side chick?
Well,
Oh.
more than likely, you will be, even though it's not necessarily a rule.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the scenario about what do you call that? That's a behavior thing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about with side chicks, that's what I said. I was talking about with all these cases coming up. It just really kind of nobody thought about how that's going to truly affect the economy. Like,
Right.
It's a whole group of side chicks that's like, oh my God, like how am I supposed to get the All-Star Weekend now? Because everybody starts shutting it down. Like everybody's like, oh, that's it. Boom, boom. So
You said that,
yeah, so Amazon was like, they sales went down this Christmas. They was like, what's going on?
Sales went
Yeah,
down.
'cause
This
they were like,
Christmas.
man, something's different. What's going
It's a
on?
decline.
Yeah,
Oh,
something-
that is funny.
it truly hit the marketplace because the side chick. So, I don't know what Donald Trump bragging on, talking about he got the, I got
They kind of
yeah,
mark.
yeah.
The economy's on track. Side chicks is like, I ain't getting no Gucci bags. Like
Hilarious.
it was over.
Me and my baby.
Yeah,
Yo.
but I do think that the thing that I've been in this space before as as a younger guy, what I'm saying, been married a long time, but I was out there in these streets. I'm grown,
Hey, I feel you, brother.
And the thing is that
I feel you, brother.
But-
Shut up, JC. You don't feel
No.
nothing.
no, but I mean, and the thing is that it's just behavior with someone you don't have to feel responsible for the whole thing. So when you marry someone, you have a household, you have you got kids, you're actually running a business. So
Yeah.
if you end up marrying someone, no matter what, if they used to be your side chick, you feel like you love them, you got a relationship with them. You go into the situation where now y'all operate in a space that the side chick was like, hey, that's like a rental car. Like that's dope. Like
Yeah.
that's just some shit
Yeah.
you go and you can,
Yeah.
like in LA, you can go rent a Ferrari. Like you can go and get. So imagine if you got fame or looks or whatever, you
Right.
can go get some of the most beautiful
Absolutely.
chicks in the world for the weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
You don't have you're not responsible for
You don't even have
maintenance,
to have
insurance.
a maintained side
No,
chick.
you don't have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't have to
You can
maintain.
rent one of them things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's kind of
absolutely.
that energy is what people really look for. They don't want to don't want to have a whole thing with somebody that you
responsibility.
you love who you love, and you be like, yo, this is my woman, but she don't want to get the Range Rovers, and I'll go out
I
and
get the Range Rovers.
she do all that shit. You don't get none of that.
You don't get none of that. Yeah.
You got,
What's the point?
Yeah.
Why be a
I don't know.
side chick?
Some people do.
Hey,
Why
some
be a
side
side
chicks
chick if you
get all
don't get
that.
benefits? That's dumb.
Some of not
Why would
Range
you sign
Rovers
up
though.
for that?
Well,
I know y'all may not believe me, but I wish I could chime in. I ain't never had no side chick. Ain't they right?
that's right.
Yeah, I ain't
She's
never
a
had.
better not bring.
No, I
You
never
just not
had
that kinda
game
dude,
to ever
though.
do that. Like I
You're
would
just not that
definitely
kinda
get caught.
dude.
Yeah, I just couldn't. Yeah, you know, I've been you
I've known
know
you
me
for
for a long
12
time.
years, yeah,
You
you're
know,
not-
can't nobody come up like, oh that. Can I say nigga?
Yes,
No.
you can say
That nigga lying. That ain't nobody gonna come out and say that. You
No,
know what
I
I'm saying?
know.
Real talk. I just never
No.
knew how to manage that. I didn't want to get caught up with that. So I would love to
You
answer.
didn't want to though. Like that wasn't.
Yeah,
your
it wasn't my thing. Yeah, I mean, not
Which is
saying.
dope.
No, I mean,
Which is dope, man.
Yeah.
I mean, in that's the other thing too. I feel like with 444, the climate of guys, taking on responsibility, being a lot more responsible to their relationships.
Mhm.
These kind of things come out. The whole sexual,
yeah.
these indictments on people's personalities and things that they do. You start to be like, yo, you're no longer in the dark about these things. And if you have kids, you got a woman you really love, you have to. You hear Jay's album, you grow up. Like a lot of people, I feel like this is the climate and the new environment for people growing up. Even like our partner Kev, like I saw him on the Breakfast Club, and he said some really real stuff about after he got caught with the situation and how he recognized that I had to fight for even having this woman and having this life and having this situation, yet. I was out here just being frivolous about it. Like, and that's guys. Like, we just kind of think like it's always going to work the way we want it to work. Like,
correct.
Like,
she's going to be there.
Correct.
Yeah, and I get to do it all. I kind of get to do a little bit of dirt, little bit of bad.
Yeah.
Just
long
sprinkle.
as,
Bounce back.
Whatever. Long as you ain't going to leave.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to leave, right?
Yeah.
No?
Nah.
Maybe Friday? Okay.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake. You understand? I mean,
Mistakes.
we live and learn. Get it.
Yeah. But that's it, though. That's one of those things where I don't know if you can ever really, this is the yin and yang, the cat and mouse of men and women. Like we just kind of, and guys can justify. We live in a world where it's 9-1 on it. Again, if you don't have that JT. That gene that's like, hey,
said that gene.
JT gene. Hashtag the JT gene.
Hilarious. You got to Google it. Everybody's looking it up.
JT gene.
Is there a pill? Because I want to get.
I want my man to have the JT gene.
The JT gene.
The girls are ordering it for the guys.
That. I'm getting a T-shirt made. Hashtag
no, I'm just saying.
Forget them T's on the internet.
And nah, for real. And now listen, don't get twisted. Not with her, but I'm saying back in the day, I've tried. It's just I didn't.
I knew you back in the day. I know it just wasn't your.
I didn't have game.
I didn't.
I just didn't have a game, brother. That was that. I swear. I
don't believe
it. It just wasn't his cup of tea.
Yeah, he's charming though. You're charming though.
I got
that's like the thing is.
Wasn't his cup of tea.
But now, but now girls are gonna be like selling it on the internet, like JT powders.
JT powders.
My man
JT powders.
And I sprinkle a little JT powder.
Hilarious.
Hot little outfit
and now we're happier than ever.
Yes.
I love JT powders.
Come here, babe.
He couldn't do anything. He tried.
He tried.
I put it in his morning
It just
shake.
wasn't in him anymore. He went to Miami and everything.
He said Miami.
It just
Came back
wasn't
with
in
no
him.
side
to
baby.
Miami. That's if you can make it through there.
Came back with no side baby.
You know what I did? I let him go to All-Star Weekend without me.
With the
Thank you,
cheesy
JT.
music in the
Thank you,
background.
JT powder.
Thank you, JT powder.
JT
He came home just fine.
You can put it in your shakes. You can put sprinkle on his food as a little secret.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's how you do
Great.
it. That's how you sprinkle it in, like a little bit on.
Don't tell him. He'll never know.
never
Looks
know.
like powdered sugar.
In his morning coffee.
Hilarious. That's funny.
Yeah, dude's like, yeah, I just love my babe. I
don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I know.
Right, just cheesing.
I just ain't got it,
I just ain't got it.
I just ain't got it no more. Man.
Oh, that's hilarious. I ain't got it no more.
Get that JT
You like
powder.
really Future?
You're really Future.
Future don't want no more girls.
It's a problem. A Future don't want.
Future don't want no more girls. He like,
that
man,
powder work.
He good with his one. That's all I want.
God.
That's
So
funny.
okay, so how about this? There is this trend of men who are getting themselves together. But while they're on this journey of getting themselves together, they are literally trashing you in the process.
Give me the air
yeah.
quotes again. What's the getting
Getting
themselves?
themselves together. So basically,
Okay,
it's
that's
like
Oh,
this.
that I see what you're saying.
You're dating
I
a
got you.
guy,
I got
and
you.
then when it comes
Yeah,
to
they're not interested.
when it
basically.
comes to well,
Come on.
okay, so let's talk about it. So it comes to this. You're dating,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the conversation about you wanting to get a little more serious or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
And then it's that whole thing of I'm just getting myself together. So, and they want you to be on this journey of getting themselves together
Mm-hmm.
while they get themselves together. And in the process, you really don't have any security, any type of you're supposed to support them and ride with them on this journey
Mm-hmm.
of getting themselves together. And usually getting themselves together comes along when the girl asks for some type of understanding, a commitment, or whatever's
Absolutely.
happening, right?
Absolutely.
So then it's, well, I got to get my finances together. I'm just working on this and that.
This is the guy saying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how about you get yourself together and leave the women alone? That's my take on it. If you're getting yourself together when it comes to the relationship side, then nigga, get yourself together away from these women, because what you're doing is you're damaging them along the way. Again, women have a responsibility, because as soon as you hear getting yourself together, you get yourself out. You move around, because what he's telling you is that I'm going to play with you until I'm done.
I didn't take
think-
it like that.
There's
I
a
just,
whole trend of dudes getting themselves together.
well, I guess it is. I guess it's just
And it's
that-
corny.
It's just it's pretty much them saying they're not interested
Yeah.
right now.
I
you
mean,
know.
that's the real clarity of that. You know what? Also what I find interesting, and this is rare, but people need people, right? But most, and I say this only speaking from a male's point of view, is that when you go into these relationships, anyone, very long, if you like somebody, you get a vibe. Women have an instant objective for a finish line, and guys mainly enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
So this
I
is
like that.
this is why one is always getting themselves together, because I didn't necessarily come into the situation, even though I enjoy you. It seems like everything you says to me has to have some kind of endpoint,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We're no longer like in a situation where we vibing and it's good for us. Somehow it means just because you like me and I like you and we're having a good time, now we got to actually be going somewhere with a destination and some kind of final wrap up.
Correct.
It's the wrong way to look at relationships, but again, I understand it, because most of the time, you can. It's a very interesting why I feel like so many girls are willing to be side chicks, because in the relationship, the dude is the freest that he is with the other girl, because I get to say to you anything that I don't owe you anything, because I
Correct.
got a woman, I got a woman.
Correct.
So I get to say to you, and then the girl falls in love with his honesty.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
for her,
So
this
twisted, though.
dude
It
is
is
saying like he giving
He's
you
keeping
it.
100, and that's
He
the first thing
keeping it
she'll
super
say.
100,
First thing
and
he's
now you
never
vibe
lied
with
to
him the best.
me.
You vibe with him the best. You don't need him as much.
Yeah.
You don't
It works.
need him every
Yeah,
day.
it
you
works.
You
The
actually
in-game
go.
doesn't work, but for
The
Yeah,
end
the,
game
for
doesn't
the,
work
Yeah.
only because in the spirit you need it to land somewhere.
Right.
But most of the time, y'all are always, if it's not some AKA fuckboy shit.
Yeah.
Then
Absolutely.
you guys will probably always have a very unique connection. Yes, the end game is serious for all parties.
Yeah.
But in theory, the connection is very valuable. And so, that's what, I feel like when people go into relationships, they have to kind of recognize the connection they have with each other, and then, not put all these rules on it. As soon as you start putting these rules on it, then
Yeah, it
then
gets
you're gonna get to
weird.
the
Yeah.
you're gonna get to the part where, all right, we got married and we don't even talk to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
We married, we in a
Yeah.
relationship, he cheating already. And that wasn't even what y'all was doing.
Yeah.
Y'all was on some cool stuff, but
Yeah.
it becomes this
Yeah.
thing. So then guys come up with all kinds of reasons not to. So
To
I'm
do.
working on myself. I'm trying to get it together. Let me
Yeah.
let me
Right.
not
Exactly.
let
I
me
get
not-
that.
Let's not live together right now,
I'm not shaking
unless
up
I
anyway.
needed your stuff.
I'm not shaking up anyway.
Well, that's
Listen,
I mean,
Well,
you
you're
know,
not ready. You're not ready.
it's only different when
I'm
guys
not
need
ready
your
to
stuff.
what?
If your credit, when they need your credit, then you'll see them.
You said I'm not ready to what, get married?
Then you're not ready for if you're not shacking. What do you mean shack? You don't.
No, I'm not shacking up. Either we're gonna get married or we're not. I'm not doing that. That's not. I'm just not gonna do it. That's
really?
not my thing. I'm not gonna do it.
No, I just feel like you. So you're saying that if whoever you're talking about, if you're
I'm not
referring to
specifically
you,
talking about
you know you're
somebody.
talking about you, Staci. All right. So
No.
So let me all right. So if you're not talking about yourself, I'm just saying.
I have a gang of girlfriends.
Okay.
trust
Okay.
me.
What? Let's just say your girlfriend or
Mhm.
whatnot. Are you? I mean, are they trying to get with them? Like, I just feel like you can ask my wife. If I'm gonna be with you, you understand. We moving in today together. You understand?
That's you, JT.
I'm I'm being real because this is what happens with marriage. I just feel like how he just said, you get married, you realize y'all ain't compatible, and y'all end up.
I don't
cheat.
feel you have to shack up though.
Well, I'm just saying. Then
decide
you get
that
married. You wait, and then you get married.
I think
like
marriage
3
is a
years
journey,
later, and then you
though.
realize y'all can't live with each other. Then all that's.
But I feel like if you decide that you're gonna take that walk, I think that marriage is always gonna be a constant process of learning and figuring out. I think my parents been married for 43 years, so I know every single day that Deborah and Wally wake up, it's a whole new experience, and they've been married. They've known each other more than half their lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that you have to be committed. What happens is people aren't committed to the commitment. When you make a commitment, it doesn't end. It is a journey from now until you guys go home. So, and I mean home like heaven or whatever. So that you're committed to the commitment. Like there is no out when you say I do. Like there's no out. If you decide to get married, unless he rocking your head, or he out here wilding in these streets and doing things that are completely unacceptable and vice versa, then yeah. I'm out. But I'm saying like, you did that. No, it's a commitment, and we're committed to the commitment, and there is no out. So if I wake up 3 years later and decide I want to punch this nigga in his face, if he hasn't boxed my head constantly, there is no out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure out how to get back to the commitment and keep going.
That's what's up.
That's just what it is.
No, I get it.
Yeah, you don't really have that anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
I know. I understand.
because we live in a very, again, social media, social, quick
Instant gratification.
microwave society.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants whatever it wants now. So you see, hashtag relationship goals, right? You see somebody and you literally
You got
look at the
18 side
picture,
babies,
goals.
one pregnant.
but you look at the
relationship goals.
picture of somebody else's picture and
And
decide this is what you need in your life,
that's
right?
crazy.
Is
Yeah.
it- what I need
From
really?
a post, you go
Yeah.
like, oh, that's what I want, and you go and people try to manifest that with anybody that looks like they feel available. I used to be this like when I was out there and I used to have extra chicks and everything. I used to really say like, you want to be with this dude because he's single. That's the only reason you gonna give this dude this cornball your time because he's single.
Right.
Like you so much doper than that. Like and
with the
it
gang.
ain't even game because when again when you like in these environments you understand like I get to be with you in another way that I get to see your whole person. Like and we free, so we communicating way beyond what a dude's gonna want when he come in. He gonna act like he want this and really he want that.
Correct.
And then you got like, oh shit, she got good credit. So let me figure out how I can get a whip too.
Right.
And you like, oh, and he got a nice body. And you like, oh, that's my man, but he's single. That's his only asset.
Okay.
Right.
And you go like, I'm getting ready to lock this down. And then like you said to JD's point. 2-3 years later, sometimes less, you actually meet the real person.
Yeah.
Now you
true.
meet the person that's not a this representative that he's sent out there, right?
True.
And now you're dealing with this,
I get that part, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that, I see a lot of people, reason why I did it the way I did, we moved in immediately because I just feel if you're living over here and the guy you're dating is living over there. And the guy,
It's like that. Like you said.
You know what I'm saying? And you live.
I thought you was a lady. Immediately?
I'm serious, man. No, but we had
looking classy as hell.
Says, I thought you was the
Yeah, he like, listen, I saw you walking in the mall. I like you.
Wait, where am I got cameras on?
Oh yeah, no.
They got cameras on Shayla.
All right, let me clear it up. I've known her for 15 years. We didn't get together until
I love Shayla.
I know that.
Amazing.
I've known her
Dope.
since 2003.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I met her at the mall. I'm like, yo, we living together right now.
She's like, okay.
Yeah. So
That
you
wasn't
like
like
Froyo?
that.
You
Yeah,
like Froyo?
You like
Me
no.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I say that to say because life is short.
Stupid.
I'm talking about relationships and trying to get into commitment with someone. Life is short. So if you're dating somebody, you're living where you live, and you're dating somebody that lives across town,
Sure.
you really don't get to know how you all will react with each other because I had ego. I still had an ego when we
What
moved
was
in
your
together.
ego,
She got some stuff. You gotta take shoes off. You gotta do all types of stuff that I just didn't. You gotta wash your hands 10 times a day. You understand? There's a lot of things I have to compromise. You understand?
10 times a day.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you gotta compromise. What I'm saying is that when you do end up moving in with each other, you start seeing a lot of things that you be like, hold on, I don't know if I'm cool with that. You understand? And then I see a lot of people get a divorce because of that. Months later, 6 months later, because they realize they cannot live with one another. So I just feel like get it in immediately, because next thing you know, you spend 5-6 years and then you get married and then it doesn't work out. Now you gotta get now you're 50, 55, 60. You understand? I'm just saying the process keeps going until you find that right person. I'm just saying, just get in quick.
I want to go back to this though, because you alluded to you have a lot of girlfriends that deal with this situation, right? Now, you seem like you this kind of self-assured woman, but explain to me, how do you feel for real when someone says they're working on themselves? Do you think that's truly a negative thing?
I feel like this. When I was younger, I just turned 37.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Good.
I was out of town.
So-
Sorry.
I like
No,
that.
right,
Now I'm over here trying to think of stuff where I can get a sound effect. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he said I want some
Hey,
claps.
man, I enjoy myself. Whee! Okay.
Yeah, he said,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
When I was younger, in my 20s, and I was fine with all of that because I wasn't looking for anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've dated celebrities and all that craziness. And when you're younger, you just
Right.
it is what it is. If you're getting yourself together, great. So am I. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you don't really care. But as you get older and you start to go through some of the things that you're like, Staci, really, nigga, like, is this what you want to do? Is this what you want to tolerate? You start to realize that the getting myself together.
Yeah.
No, because if you really think that I'm dope enough to do all this other stuff with, then we're dope enough to take this path
Absolutely.
and figure it out. You know what I mean? Like if that's the case, because I know I'm dope, deeply, deeply dope. But I'm just not. I haven't found anybody that I'm willing to share my dopeness with for the long haul. I just haven't yet, and it's not because I can't. If I would have chose anybody that I was in long-term relationships with, I would be divorced probably by now. Because
when you think back, that's
Yes,
see that,
absolutely.
and that's an interesting way to look at it, because right now most of these times you dove into, or you not say that you dove into a relationship, but you had committed relationships you thought was dope, and now that you look back, and that's the hard thing to your point about your parents, right? Because people, you fall in love, and I always say this, it's really weird about marriage. You have to really grow and mature through it, and you do need someone you're evenly yoked with, because what happens is
Absolutely.
at any point in life, you will grow, right? And so if you love someone and you're 23 and you're 22 years old and y'all feel like this is it, you madly in love, and you get married, and then you turn 37,
you won't be the same. You're just not the
you're
same
not
person.
gonna be the same person.
Absolutely.
And if y'all not really been able to rock together throughout this, y'all really gonna be really different.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's so much harder to watch somebody suffer through life, because you only get one, and see them be miserable, trapped in a circumstance because they made a choice that that they have to honor.
Yeah.
And you like, but this is your only life.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, you never want to see it for people that you love. Like if you were my sister and you was just married to some whack dude, and I just would, every time I gotta come over, I gotta be cool.
Gotta be invested in the whackness, right?
Because it's your dude.
I gotta be cool.
And I know you dope.
Right.
You my peoples. And I'm like, oh,
absolutely.
really?
Yeah.
Come to whackness.
Yeah,
I'm
come
doing
this
it.
black dude right here, and you really love this cool. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
But
go ahead,
bro.
No, but the quote thing that you said, that get it together, and you said it could have been your, one of your girls that you're referring to. In all out honesty, I just really feel that they're just not interested in that person if they say that, because I mean,
well, in this particular situation, I'm not going to say who it is, but there was a situation where my friend was dealing with this dude, and he has he's gonna kill me. He has mad issues, like a lot of emotional.
You ain't saying his
things.
name, so you can't.
No,
kill
I'm
him.
not gonna say it, but
Yeah.
he knows. He has a lot of emotional issues that he will not deal with. Like, cause we're a squad, we're a fam, so we literally talk about these things, and he will shut down at a certain point and be like, I'm not doing that, like literally. And you'll be like, bruh, like you're never gonna get the love that you crave, cause he's like he's a love bug, but he just won't certain things he just won't deal with. And it's just like you're never gonna get what you need if you can only go so far.
Yeah.
And you're expecting this chick to bend and deal and not get the other part of you. You're expecting her to go this far, and you can't go past this wall. And if you can deal with that, cool. And she was like, I'm not interested in a partial emotional relationship. I'm not getting part of you. I want the full, the whole. We're gonna deal with it all. We're not. And he just will not deal, but wants to be with her, but just won't deal. And it's weird to me.
I get that, but that's that type of guy.
That's the whole thing. I'm getting myself.
No,
together.
but I mean that's like a
another level to
meteorite
it,
hitting
yeah.
us in the head right now. I'm talking about that's one guy.
That's
I'm talking most majority of the. If somebody tells you, in my opinion, majority of the men out there or women, I feel like I just got to get myself together. If they want you, they're going to. They're going to make it happen. They're not going to tell you that. It's just they're not interested.
Yeah.
You understand? And
But if they really are getting themselves together, they will come for you. I feel like if they, in others, I do think people have moments in life where they're getting themselves together, but they're not gonna cut you out. Like they're gonna
keep you around because they like what you all have. But if
but you can't hurt me in the. I mean,
you know what?
You're gonna hurt, but
and
it's that
goes
weird
really,
thing of like hurting them in the process, though. Like you gotta tag along while I get myself together. I don't want you to go nowhere.
No,
but you're
you're
gonna
right.
take this. I'm gonna wear I'm gonna wear it out along the way, and this is like I didn't sign up for that part.
That comes.
I'm a writer. I'm H-Town. I'm a writer, but you ain't gonna rock my head along the way. Not physically, but you know what I mean.
When
like,
it comes intentional with knowing that you're gonna bump your head up against a wall, right?
True.
And you know this too, and that's the other thing that in our community, white people got therapy for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll go and have a therapist. Well, I'm just saying, but guys won't.
Yeah,
Most guys won't get that out of their system, right? And so you're right. This guy's already putting himself, in a very, deficient scenario, but going into a relationship, and she won't beyond that, So if she decides that she's going to do this, and he can't expect someone to just sit there and take that, because you're now justifying any kind of behavior when you get frustrated.
Damn right.
You know how I get around my brother's birthday.
Exactly. And that happens.
It does.
That ain't gonna be my responsibility.
And
Correct.
She's too dope. She's so dope. I love her. She's my best. She's so dope. And I just feel like, those are just things that especially at our age, you don't want to deal with that. I want somebody who's going to be open. We can rock and let's just get it. I mean, obviously, I feel like, you marry each other. When you marry, you're going to be there to help heal and vice versa. Like you come in together and where you're weak, I'm strong. Let's just, let's just grow and heal. But if you not willing to let it help you heal and do all that, I don't have the time.
Let me ask you something, Staci.
Nobody else should.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
what you got? No, wait.
Go ahead. No, I like
I've always wanted. I just wanted to know this one question. Like, I have this one question for you. Like, because you're attractive. Me and my wife, we good. She understand. But you're attractive, and you're saying, and obviously you're still single, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
For the most part.
Shut
up.
My thing is what for the most part.
We'll be back in the next hour as we dig into
JT
for the most part.
For the most part, I know, right? My question is like,
Great segment.
why would you say you're? Why are you still single? As far and followed up with, is it the men that you're going after? You understand?
I'm not going after anybody anymore. You know what? I ain't going after nobody.
Well, I have no time for no ego. I'm just saying.
No. Not being funny. You know what it is? Like I said, I tell you, I've lived my best dating life. The thing is, I have.
That's good.
The thing is that I'm in a space where the things that I would be fine with, because I used to not want to get married. I was not interested. I didn't care. I had a nice little roster. I ain't in front. I had a nice little roster, little lineup. It was cool.
Gotcha.
The older you get and the deeper you get into your womanhood, just as you 21, 25, 30, 30, 35, even 35, I different from 35 I am at 37. You realize that I want to be a mother. There's just some things that I'm gonna have to settle on the inside of me that mean you have to settle down. You have to get married. And not have to in a way of like you got to force yourself. But I want those things. I'm a love bug, 100%. And so for me, I can't tolerate my old behavior, if you will. I can't tolerate.
Okay, so you weren't basically. So you weren't looking.
I wasn't
you weren't looking
open,
back.
I wasn't
Okay,
open
so
to
you.
that.
Okay,
I've been in love twice,
I got you.
and then there's only one person I thought I could marry. This was I was in my 20s. I was like, no, I was 18, 19. He was the only person I thought I could marry, and I was super young.
I got you.
He was
Yeah,
athlete.
okay.
It was stupid.
Makes sense.
I mean, but I was young and tender, and I was like, oh my God, we were going to the games, and my family was going to the game. We had oh my God, it was amazing.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to marry him. And he wanted to marry me too. Thank God that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been paid, but I'd have been divorced like look.
Yeah.
And then the second time I fell in love, it just wasn't. It was a great fit emotionally and how we were together because we was besties, ride or die. We're still cool to this day, but it was not. He was not marriage material.
I got you.
At all. So, you have that, and I haven't been in love since. So for me, at this point in my life, I wasn't open, and now I'm open.
Okay, so now you're open. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I was just wondering. I'm like, damn, well, you've been single for like a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Single, yeah, not married, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But you know me, JT. I'm super cool, but
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, is it the guys you're dating or looking at?
Open. Yeah, I was picking dudes that I knew I wasn't gonna.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like when I look back at my behavior, I was like, subconsciously, I was like, oh my God, every single dude I've dated was I knew. Subconsciously, I knew it wasn't gonna work, but that was where my mind was at. I was in the space of like, I'm not trying to get married. Yeah. But then you'd be like, why are we not doing this? Nigga, you don't want it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You want to be a girl and have an attitude and get mad about stuff. It's like, you don't want it. Because if you did, you wouldn't have picked him. You know better. You was raised better. You know better.
Yeah, right.
But I was picking everything that would keep me from that walk.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now I'm open to the walk.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean... being married 18 years, you
Can you get the clap?
That was a clap.
You recognize
That was a clap.
He's like, a little delayed, but you got it. It's better late than never.
I needed a choir thing. Jesus.
In this time, you need it.
You need a Jesus moment.
Yeah, he said this time.
But, no, but the reality is that especially for a woman like you, you do want to see people find that their mate. Like you want to see people that you love and you know that you like they swag, they dope. You do want to see them find someone that they that got their back and they can rock and you can see them together and you look at that. I mean, in a non kind of romanticized way. Like when you look at people that you do like see how they get down, you really appreciate that.
Right.
You can look at that. I even like Kanye and Kim is one of these things where people thought it was one thing and you see them like years later still getting it. And you gotta like go like, oh, I thought it was like on some TV stuff.
Absolutely.
But you like, wait a minute.
You hate to admit it, but you like, I like them.
Yeah, they rocking that. Like
they
you had these expectations that it wasn't gonna be that. And so when you see people like really get it in, and of course, like Barack and Michelle, them, again,
absolutely.
You see it on a high level, and then you see people that you just know, family, friends that they've been killing it, and they just dope with each other, and you like, okay, that's it right here. It's simple. They not famous,
right?
But they at all our family events, and they come in and they just dope. You like, they kids dope, they good people, they laugh together. You like that, that's important. So. I mean, I think everybody really, has that as an identity for a relationship they want. You just can't get it to everybody, though. That's the problem is that I think people want it so much that they make it with anybody that's available to them, and they try to actually make that happen. And that's the problem that so when someone says things like, I'm working on myself, that's key word for I don't really see you like that, but I don't want to get you up because what we doing right now actually feels good.
I like what's happening.
But does it mean we gotta really lock in? So you seem to be acutely aware that in a subverse way, like you didn't pick people that you was
take
gonna
that
walk
walk
down
with,
the aisle
yeah.
with,
I
but
got
you
you.
was willing to have the life and the
life that,
time
yeah.
of what it felt like. Like, you know,
Yeah.
again, people are cool enough to be like, yo, yeah, this is my person I like to go to movies with. This is the person I'm willing to go on trips with where I can be comfortable and don't have to feel
A
like I
real
gotta be a
date.
boo. But we're gonna go out of the country with this person and know like
Mhm.
it's gonna be a good time without it
Yeah.
having to mean like, oh my God, I gotta get married to him when I get back. Like
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
if a guy put you under that kind of pressure, you know, then it would change everything for you.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
So would you like? So you're open to people dating people that starting fresh with the bank account like zeros and stuff like this? Curious.
I'm sorry. What happened?
Now you heard what I said. I said that, like saying you and this one
A
guy,
broke
y'all
dude?
vibe. Oh well, if you want to be harsh, yeah, broke guy, yeah. So if the guy that ain't got no money come to you and y'all vibe, I'm talking about you like, oh my God, this is all I've been waiting for this.
You know
Is
what?
that no? You better
You'd
answer
ask
this.
me that. No, I'm saying you would ask me that a few years ago, nigga. No, but because that's just you know what it's like to struggle. You don't want to struggle. If I
But-
can take care of me, I need you to be able to take care of me too. But the older I've gotten, if I can see the king in you and I can see potential, and I don't mean potential like I can see he can be a great man. No, I mean like we're together. You're gonna allow me to come in and together we're gonna do this thing, and you're gonna allow me to help build you and see the and capitalize on the potential in you, and vice versa. Cause I'm real good at that. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna allow me to speak to the king in you and come in there and do my job as your queen, yeah, I'll take a nigga at zero because I know where we're gonna go.
That's what's up. Okay,
But-
that's what I want to know.
Ideally,
But highly,
I would
like
like
98%
to not.
no, 98%, right? It's a 98%.
90%
Yeah,
no.
not at
I just don't want you to
37.
come in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not at 37.
But
You don't
ideally,
work
I ain't
that hard
trying
at
to.
37.
Right, I'm not trying to raise
You have
nobody.
something now.
You're like,
Right, I'm not
yeah,
trying to
something.
raise
Right.
nobody.
No, I
'cause
got you.
Unless I'm dating a 25-year-old, which if I'm
Right.
if I'm being a cougar, that's a little different. Then I should expect him not to
that's
be
nice.
fully. I ain't
You be-
supporting
you
nobody.
cougar
but-
gang.
Yeah, hilarious.
Gang could be nice out
listen,
there.
if I'm dating a young
Cool.
boy, then I'm just having a good time.
I got you.
At
Of course,
this point in
of
my
course,
life,
yeah.
I'm not wifing no.
You know, this was something
Young
I've been,
boy.
and this may be a little off subject, but as we were talking, I wanted to kind of get your opinion on. Now we live in this world where there's so much social media and this Instagram thing. Like if you're dating someone and they like they follow all these girls with booties and things,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that it's Instagram. It's just a feed.
Yeah.
But now these are the kind of things that come into relationships because
Yeah.
of the amount of time that a person would spend on his phone just scrolling.
Yeah.
Just not looking up, not getting engaged, not
Yeah.
being a part of conversation.
Scrolling, right?
Just scrolling and liking and looking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, but you know, have you, or just mainly probably for your friends even more so, because we all know that you just don't even play like that. First of all. You just know that about stuff.
Yeah,
Like, first of all, nigga,
Yeah.
what?
Like,
Put your
nigga,
goddamn phone down, Dwayne.
Hilarious.
No, but go ahead. Have your friends, is that a subject matter when like people have this thing of now you have the access to girls that you never would have saw in your whole life.
Yeah.
We grew up, if you came, you would be Staci. Everybody would know
That's
Staci. They'd be like,
Staci,
that's Staci,
That's Staci, yeah. That's
And
Staci.
then when your cousins come to town, they'd be like,
That's
Staci
Staci
cousin.
Yeah.
Staci cousin. And that would
Right.
be the most
Right,
we would
right.
see somebody
Yeah.
that's not in our circle.
Right.
Now, somebody could be following one person and you look over and they following a person. You like, damn, where this girl come from?
Yeah,
The
right.
next thing you know, you just got all these images and the ability to actually communicate with these people in some weird way. It's a
right.
new world. I just find that very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like
it
my
is.
wife's not on social media at all, so
Mhm.
she doesn't have to deal with it. I use mine for business, but she doesn't really deal with that. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't have any concern for
Which
it.
is
but,
a great thing.
but if you
Yeah.
was in a relationship where that's the
the
yin
thing
and yang
heads
of what
down
y'all
all
do,
the time, yeah.
I don't know, that would frustrate me to death, man.
I think I've never really cared about a dude on social media and all the girls, but in hindsight, the reality is that like there can very much so be that can cause contention in a relationship because he has access to women he might have dreamed about growing up, and now he follows her on social media. Maybe she liked one of his pictures,
Right.
and now he's feeling a certain kind of way. And so you do have those elements. Again, I've never felt like, oh my God, is he following so and so ever?
Mhm.
But I do know that is concern for a lot of females because you can't control his social media. You can't control who gets at him and vice versa.
Absolutely.
But the thing about it nowadays, though, they are outing everybody. So go ahead if you want to.
Like, screenshot your shit.
Like, right.
I said that.
Yeah, the busing
what
in
that mouth do.
What that
right,
mouth do.
right. The busing in that is they are screenshotting.
Yeah,
they screenshotting and
setting
people up.
blast.
Yeah.
So if you would like to, kind sir, good luck with that one.
Yeah.
At some point, she's gonna find out.
Absolutely.
It's just inevitable.
Absolutely.
It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
So
that
before we get out of the relationship segment, I just want to say this really quick. How do you guys feel about this generation being so proud to be hoes, side chicks, strippers, prostitutes? Like the song with Cardi B. Then I get some money. Like that's called prostitution.
Yeah, it's media.
Like it's not even like not even a you literally said
it's good for the economy.
Is that how you feel, said? It's stimulating the economy. But like we have young women who are absolutely proud to be a prostitute. They are proud to be stripped. They're proud to be hoes. Like it is a phenomenon right now. Like
it's programming. That's what's been programming for decades and centuries. This programming. You know.
Like, but where does this? Do you guys think it's gonna be a shift?
A shift in what? Just a bunch of hoes? Or?
No, that we go back to. It's always gonna be hoes.
Yeah.
But when we go back, because it used to be taboo. Like hoes was like, shh.
Yeah.
I'm a hoe, but I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Right.
Until on Friday when I gotta go get my check.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like Cardi B, God bless her, but her, you know what I'm saying? Like her whole thing, that's pimping and pandering. That's prostitution. Like it's blatant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you think it's gonna be a shift to where young women go back to? What it used to be the Lauryn Hill era. Like, are we gonna go back to that? NDRE.
I was even, SZA songs was another one that actually.
It was very classy how she
but
did it, but it's still like
your
I'm
man is my man, and
weekend.
you come home on Saturday. And my daughter was singing it. She's like, 14, and she was singing the melody.
Was like, hold on.
You hear it, you like, wait a minute, that's not acceptable, right there, right? That's not a. We're not doing that.
Right. I don't want to share anybody.
Right. No, but I do, and that's that's mainly to the point, is that the idea of, that behavior of shared experiences, it's okay for a guy to just be whatever he wants to be. I'm okay with long as I'm getting paid or I get some out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's what it is.
Right.
Like that's that we have to want more for ourselves. As a people and a coach, and this is for the guys too. I mean, again, it is always such a pat on the back for guys to have as many girls as they want to.
Yeah,
and again. I get to say that at 50 something, you know what I'm saying? Where y'all, they might be like, yo, you want some old head stuff said right now, you know what I'm saying?
But old head stuff.
you out there being an old head right now. You used to be colder than that.
Colder than that.
Yeah, you used to be on some real pimp stuff.
Hilarious.
You know how sad it is to see an old pimp? I think it's sad. I think it's so sad to see an old pimp. And I mean really pimping. I don't mean like he just cool. He got a little. I mean like really out here pimping and It is so sad. Go sit down somewhere, pop.
It should be a part where you just a point of your life where you like, man, I need to sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? No, I get you.
Go ahead, say it.
No. But no, the reality is that as a culture, it's important for us to not condone it. Somebody has to stand up to it. People should have a counter message, because with youth, like Cardi B's, in my opinion, it was only a part of the song. Like she wrote it as a verse, right? And it was dope because it went,
it went with it.
It went the way with the song went. And but she also truly lived in that environment. She used to be a stripper, so she has a callus that she's built up that doesn't quite see any of that the same
that we
as
do.
anybody else.
Right.
And then we see her in her glory as this kind of person who kind of came from nothing, came up, had this hot year. And so now you give her merit as a success story. And that's the problem where people kind of, you mix the messages up.
Yeah.
But we got to have a counter message. You can't stop people from being who they are or saying their truth or feeling their truth or living in their light. And, like, again, we might be old school in our way about it, but it is a group of people that, it's like they the Uber generation. Like, we don't have to own the car. Like, I don't want to own the car.
What? Right.
I don't want to own the man. I don't want that. I just want to do what I want to do with him. I want to. And if we don't do this,
We in a
Hey,
selfish era though. Like
yeah.
we're so
Yeah.
selfish. We're
Yeah.
It's
so
like that's
selfish.
it. I mean, and you can look at it in a very negative way. You just got to have a counter
Yeah.
message, But these messages can't be like really, jumped, stabilized in big institutions or old
Mhm.
proverbs that we believe that people should care about. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I always say this, and it's very, this is always controversial. But when you go to church has never really changed their messaging to be able to get people to understand what it
Where
is that
we're
we're
at.
teaching.
Mhm.
So
Right.
now people go less, especially young people, and they have less connection to our history because that was the place where it all went through.
Mhm.
And now we don't have really a new medium that says, unless somebody puts out something dope, a movie or something that grabs the culture's,
Attention,
point of
yeah.
view.
Mhm.
But attention. But that's so, these things about, misogynistic behavior and sex and throwing money. I remember that whole generation of
They
dudes
would
just
throw bands in
throwing
the
money.
air.
Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
What?
Yeah. What
Right.
are you
Yeah,
doing?
you got a
money?
car note, right? You
Yeah,
got a car
money.
note.
Yeah, with
dude.
money, just throwing it.
Real money.
I was.
Yes.
I remember going to a strip club with this big rapper one time, and I know we on the clock, but he had a grocer bag of money. He was sitting there, he was smoking, there was girls dancing, and he literally was not paying attention. I was like, so what's fun about this? Like he was like talking to me, like, what's up, OG? Like, yo, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The girls are dancing.
Yeah.
He's reaching in the bag, throwing money, never looking at them. They not looking at him.
Wow, dude. In
They
front of
No
you.
just doing the
just-
same dance. Nobody's connected.
One
Nobody's
leg is
doing
out,
it.
lazy, just lazy
Yeah,
stripping
she
because
just
she
doing her
knows.
little
Right.
thing.
She's just doing
Because
her
he
little
throwing the
thing.
money,
Yo,
right?
Throwing the money. He got a bag of money. He just smoking.
Just smoke there. So
kick
what
it.
you been up to?
And
no
this is supposed
shit?
to be a thing. And I was like, I'm not understanding what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
nobody cares.
Nothing.
They don't care. He don't care. Nobody cares. We just doing it
Just doing it
because
because social
it's
media
a
says it.
gluttonous
Yeah.
behavior that
Yeah.
we just kind of like, oh, I got money. I'm just gonna go to the club and throw it.
Because they see it on TV programs. As like I said,
If I don't get a pair of shoes out of that or something, I'm not gonna give you my money.
Nah.
Same way I don't like gambling. I need something to go home with. Like
I ain't
need
gonna
a
lie.
bag.
I'm
not
Yeah,
just-
I'm not a big strip club person for that very reason either. One, like I just don't want that scent on me. And it's not even negative. It's not even a negative thing.
I'm just saying, it's just an
but kind of to
atmosphere.
your point,
yeah,
like,
it's
though,
an
Yeah.
atmosphere.
it's like don't put that on me, and all I get out of it is your booty juice.
Oh, nigga said that booty juice.
That's all it was. You grind it on me.
Yeah,
I got the
that's
booty
all it
juice
is.
all on my fabric.
I didn't sign up for that.
That's
I didn't-
funny.
And then I gave
And
you,
you get
my
all
money.
my money, and I gotta go to
then
dry
you went
cleaners.
home
I gotta
and
go
you
to
like,
dry
thank
cleaners.
you.
Yeah,
And then,
like you said.
you
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta.
That was 3 songs. Do you want me to do
That
2
was
more?
3 songs.
Like really? That's what we doing right now. And
Hey.
you want me to do 2 more songs? Because I can do 2
that's
more.
what-
You want me to
know
do
what,
somewhere?
I'm
I
good.
don't.
No,
I
thank you,
really
though.
don't.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
good.
I got a confession, real since we
Oh,
talking about the stripper thing. I ain't lie, because I went to a couple of them with with some friends and
Sure.
stuff, and they
you
hand
go.
us the money. You understand?
that happens too.
And it was a couple of bands. You understand? Let's just say I walked out that motherfucker.
With all the
That
bands.
one bitch looked at me like she's looking at me. I was like,
No, I got paid
I
today.
put
I
that
got-
shit in my pocket. Goddamn right. She need to be
Hilarious.
paid.
They sponsored y'all's time, and you was like, I'm gonna sponsor this
Yeah,
pocket.
that girl looked at me like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You better get your ass on from over here."
That's what I'm talking about.
I need this.
Oh, I said it on stage. I'm like, because I confuse them because I'm a celebrity. I come in, they be like, oh shit. I said he about to make it rain. I'm like, no,
Hey, Lloyd.
it's gonna be a light drizzle
Lloyd.
at best.
This said a light drizzle.
I mean, you ain't gonna need an umbrella.
Hey,
you can
brother, you
believe
said
that.
it's gonna be a light drizzle today.
Dude.
Tops.
Yo.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have time for your segment.
That's
Jason.
good because I have no buttons for them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Good looking.
I like something that news that's not news. You ain't got one good
Oh,
one?
I got a couple.
Can we give him one, Richard? All right, let's give him one. All right, we're going to switch to JT segment real quick. News that should not be news. That is really funny. JT, don't disappoint us. 'cause
I
we,
mean, yeah.
Okay.
we got a
man.
legend in the building. Like, you going to really disappoint us or not?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
He got good stuff. I can
yeah. I
tell.
mean, we'll see.
He's
He
funny.
said I
I can
can
always
tell.
tell. He's got
Well,
some-
he said I can always tell. No, well, I'm gonna talk about this one dude in Miami. It shouldn't be news, but a man in Miami ran out onto the airport, like on the tarmac, while planes was going, and they said that He said the reason why he ran out there on the tarmac was because he didn't know how to read.
Wait, what?
Miami man claimed
Wait, what?
he ran onto the airport runway because he couldn't read. So that's just news that shouldn't be news. I really don't have a button on that, but that's all I got. I'm glad that Ced was here so he can.
You don't see airplanes,
right?
So
that's what I'm saying.
read.
But what you mean? Like that was his whole excuse.
His
cannot
excuse
read.
was I ran out there because I know how to read.
So I just went out where airplanes go.
But how did he even get out there?
He got out there. They tackled him, but he said, "What are you doing? Why?" He's like, "I don't know how to read," and that was his excuse, and he's sticking to it.
Is he blind too? Was he blind too?
No.
Was he Helen Keller? Like I don't understand.
No.
I genuinely don't. That should not be news because that was
dumb. It is what it is.
That is dumb.
Well, turn that music on our ass.
It sure did. Lit that earbud up. It's like it's over. Yeah. All right, we want to give a special thanks to our guest, Mr. Cedric the Entertainer, for coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
I want to give a special thanks to everybody in the building. Loose Goose, my manager KJ. We got Shayla in the building. And of course, LA Talk Live Radio. We also want to give a special shout out to our breakfast sponsors today. We want to thank Chris and crew at Bar Melody, Bar and Grill, and Cocktails. They are at 9132 South Sepulveda, Westchester, California. Check them out. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Huh?
No, they did it. They did a great job with the breakfast. Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to you guys.
They had some banana French toast or something like that.
And
the French toast was with bananas and like sauteed and something. Delicious.
And
delicious.
And shout out to Cedric too, man, for coming out. We really appreciate you.
He flew in this morning and came straight to the show.
Yeah, man. Funny.
That's super.
Always respected him.
Yes, always.
Yeah, because of him, I took my chances getting on stage. So
Listen.
Yeah.
When you get to sit with you give people their roses while they're alive.
Absolutely.
Not when they dead.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you for coming through, Ced.
Yeah, dope. Y'all, no, I enjoyed it. So this is dope. Y'all keep rocking it.
Everybody, give their social media real quick.
Yeah, it's good.
At JT Action Jackson. That's it.
Yeah, at Ced the Entertainer. Ced the Entertainer.
And I'm at Staci, Stacil Harris. And also follow at Staci Harris Show. Also follow CNC Management. That's my management company. And special thanks to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you guys check us out. We're on Sundays at 6 p.m. We will see you guys soon. I'm Staci Harris. And to watch your dream unfold is dreaming itself. When your dreams seem insane, you are on the right path. Keep it 100. Keep God first. And we are out.
Thank you for tuning into LA Talk Live and the Talk Live Broadcast Network, original reality radio, handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk. Stay tuned.